Biberion was running out of time. Before I ever traded billions, challenged BNF, or mentored citizen trading,
私は死と隣り合わせの戦いに直面していました。
ご記入に感謝いたします。しかし、検討した結果、興味がございません。
As a broke college student approaching graduation, Biberion only had a few months left to find an internship at a company. Bored in uni, Biberion started virtual trading in 1999, and after 6 months, bought his first stock, borrowing money from his parents. By the fall of 2000, Biberion was managing about 3 million yen. In the beginning, he was winning by luck, until a big report came out that changed everything. Orco's board of directors were facing a near-death decision as the tech stock bubble spread throughout Japan. People were losing their life savings, and companies were going bankrupt. As one of the largest credit companies in Japan, this meant that Orco's customers could no longer pay them back. In 1 month, the stock 26.5%. Seeing the dip, he bought, but as the economy worsened, so did Biberion's trade. Orco's stock kept sinking. Trying to buy his way out of a loss, Biberion keeps buying, but the stock was ruthless. By the end of 2000, Orco was down 76%. Seeing no way out, Biberion panicked and keeps selling his stock, losing about 500,000 yen. It hurt. He stopped messing around with trading, focusing more time on getting a training internship for graduation. But in 2000, the Japanese economy was in a bit of a recession. There were few jobs left for new graduates. Biberion felt like he didn't fit in. In June 2000, Biberion's classmate jumped in front of the Takadanobaba train station. Social pressure, as he couldn't find an internship leading up to his graduation.
私は全てを諦めていました。仕事に就きたいと思ったことは一度もありませんでした。その時点ではトレーディングのシステム開発が私の希望でした。会社は倒産し、不況で人々は職を失い、何が起こるかわからないので、私はプロのギャンブラーという職業を選びました。
But in December 2002 is when he met them and found hope. Biberion feared becoming an outcast of society. He faced an impossible task. He knew if he wanted to make enough money to live off, he only had a few months to get profitable or end up on the street. He would need to level up his knowledge of the stock market quick. But online retail trading was only emerging. In April 1996, Daiwa Securities launched the first online trading in Japan. Biberion is the first generation. Up to this point, there were no success stories of short-term trading yet. No books, no info, no greatness. Until by luck, he found it. Being a fan of pop group Morning Musume, Biberion checked out their fan board on 2channel. Reading 2channel, the boards. One that caught his eye. It was about the stock market. Here, everyday people were sharing their trading ideas. Fascinated, he kept digging. One day, he read a post by a man named Sis. The post will forever change his life. Nervous to meet these online traders in December 2002 meetup. The following months, Biberion worked to improve his trading. Battling markets, playing shogi, and always being alone made him great at long hours of concentration. Biberion's risk-averse and insecure nature had always cost him. But in trading, it put him ahead. On 2channel, he learned about chart indicators. He started using basic ones in his trading. Since digital trading was new, everyone did the same thing. They would buy fundamentals on discount. They bought strong Japanese brands whose stock price had dropped. But insecure Biberion wasn't comfortable with it. From his mistake with Orico, Biberion realized even if it's a valuable company, you can still buy your way down to zero. No company lives forever. Biberion came up with a new approach, buying and selling based on price movements. Instead of buying good companies, he bought big price movements, only looking at the 5-day and 25-day moving average and volume to determine price movements. With his risk-averse nature, he never shorted or traded on margin, only buying stocks straight. To find big price movements, mostly trading emerging low caps, small caps, and ones with wild price movement. Only day trading or holding it one night. While it was basic at the time, he would later refine his strategy and print billions of yen. In December 2002, Biberion took the train to Shinjuku, the meeting point of the first two-channel offline meetup. With a 5,000 yen entrance fee, the traders of two-channel shared bottoms and talked stocks together. For the first time in his life, he felt like he had made real like-minded friends, brothers to learn from. Some who later became legends of Japanese trading. If I hadn't gone, I might have left the world of stocks a long time ago, the notorious trader Sis later wrote in his book, saying Biberion was the first one to teach him how to be profitable. After the meetup, he joined Two Channel under the name Biberion. In the beginning, despite the pressure, Biberion started winning fast. But Sis had big problems. He was desperate to win, but stuck at losing. Sis was looking for profits like everyone else at the time. Cheap fundamentals. He would buy good fundamental companies whose stock price was on a discount, hoping to sell them for a higher price. But it wasn't working. Despite making no profits, he still defended the strategy with pride. Not understanding his mistakes, Sis grew frustrated until he met Biberion in Shinjuku. Wanting to win like Biberion, he decided to study and absorb his ways. He wanted him as a mentor. On Two Channel right from the start. However, unlike other leaderboard legends like Yua and F3 who stayed quiet, Biberion loved helping other traders. He got a reputation as the helpful older brother of the board. With few friends offline, the two-channel conversations brought him a lot of joy. Wanting to help Sis make money, he began sharing all the secrets behind his unique trading strategy. Slowly befriending Biberion, chatting back and forth between trades, and asking lots of questions, Sis started absorbing Biberion's trading skill. Or in his own words, it's the reason why I changed, by buying and selling with emphasis on fundamentals, to buying and selling with emphasis on price movement. By now, Biberion was improving his basic price movement strategy by looking where no other Japanese traders were looking. While Japanese trading experts all said the same, buy big safe companies from the topics, Biberion did the opposite. He dived deep into risky emerging stocks, making the Jazz Deck and the Mother's Index his hunting ground. Biberion didn't risk holding companies, it was all about price movement. And to his surprise, the emerging market moves were a lot bigger. Biberion learned a huge and aggressive price movement of the emerging market made it easier to find common price patterns. Human emotions moved these smaller markets. Seeing the genius in his mentor, Sis and Biberion began hustling together with one of their iconic stock heists, the Topics Act. One of their iconic stock trades was Dito Drinko, a company that started as a simple energy medicine drink, but grew into a vending machine behemoth. Biberion had told Sis about it on the train. As Sis read up on the news, he knew exactly what his mentor was aiming for. It will be added to the topics. When it's added, topics-linked investment funds pick it up automatically. In those days, some big Japanese institutions, much like an S&P 500 index ETF, only bought the biggest Japanese companies, automatically buying whenever a company entered the topics. Papirion, insecure and hating risk, tried to teach Sis to take small bets. But Sis never listened, and he loved betting the house. Together, they inspired each other. Obsessed, trading long, painful days, all fighting for the two-channel leaderboard top spots. Despite having no life besides trading, Papirion and Sis still lost often. But it was enough for their account sizes to grow. Although stubborn at first, trading alongside his mentor, Sis finally started making profits. Proud, Papirion felt like he had a new best friend. But the mentorship didn't last long, as success can change emotions quick. By December of 2003, the markets were changing. And Papirion felt betrayed. There was a market recovery into a rising bull market. Either two-channel was no fun and games. The trading was cutthroat. While Bibi liked to share with others, the cocky Sis liked to make fun of people. And his mentor was no exception. December 2003, Sis learned to view to the top of the leaderboard 2 times ago. Sis convinced he had learned everything he could from Papirion. He started making fun of him, claiming he will surpass him in no time. Feeling disrespected, Papirion watched as other traders he helped jumped in to crack jokes. Betrayed, hurt, and angry, Papirion refused to let Sis win. That summer, they clashed heads. That strategy, simply riding the bull. He started riding for continuous buying of pension funds, simply riding the waves up and relying on the market, positive truth for profits. While Papirion's plan was the emerging price trap. 1. Buying companies. Topics. 2. Front-running foreign institutions buying announcements. Strategy. Emerging shotgun. As he battled for the top spot, the emerging shotgun. Here's how he did it. First, he watched the emerging index for pulse on the 5-day average. He watched the test average for the overall trending movement during the day. Next, as the break in the cross forms, within 5 minutes, he buys around 10 positions in emerging stocks. Always buying spread across different market industries to spread the risk. Lastly, for all the stocks right under his buying price. Even though most got stopped out as they hit the stop loss, it only took 1 to 3 stocks to shoot up for him to make good profits. Like shooting a shotgun, he only needed a few shells to hit. For it to work, it relied on 2 conditions. 1, individual emerging stocks are moving following the emerging index. 2, individual emerging stocks should all be moving together. If one goes up, all the others should too. Going head to head and trying to outcompete each other, it forced them all to take more risks, bolder plays, and refine their strategies. Despite the constant stress, sleepless hours, and toxicity, Papirion pushed himself further. Weeks of learning from his losses, sleepless, non-stop trading schedule, Papirion managed to get a little better. Learning to pay close attention to the volume. If there was strong volume together with the cross, it increased the success rate of the emerging shotgun. Without it, the market trend often did not change. Also, Because he kept trading the same move over and over, he got a feel for doubling down on the shotgun winners. See, whenever emerging shotgun trade went right, the stock price goes up big. So to squeeze more juice out of them, he began to increase the position size of the winners as they shot up for more profits per trade. Suffering through many dark nights, that summer, Iberion and Sis tested their limits. Not wanting to lose, they pushed each other further. But by June 2003, the leaderboard showed Biberion's genius. Sis was no match. Despite their toxicity, they remained friends. For more than 20 years, until I graduated from university, I spent most of my days commuting between school. The only other place I went to was the Tribunal in Senegaya. I never had many friends. No, is all I got. Although there were many times I thought of hanging. So, at a turning point, my battle started a rivalry that would soon scar Biberion forever. As they were about to meet a rival trader that exceeded all their imagination. At the end of 2003, Biberion had organized another two-channel meetup. This time was at the Fruit Border in Ginza. They didn't know it at the time. This would later be known as the legendary Fruit Border meetup, at least to this day. While enjoying their gourmet fruits, a new person showed up. After a small talk, they realized this man was on a whole different level. By far, the biggest Japanese bedroom trader they had ever met. Blown away by his account size, Biberion and Sis asked him questions. They couldn't believe it and wanted another meeting with laptop proof. An account size they could never dream of. Blown away, Sis and Biberion left super inspired on the train ride back. Soon after, on January 18th, 2004, this trader joined 2Channel under the legendary name BNF. The day BNF hit 300 million, Biberion hit 100 million yen. High on life and with inspiring brothers, Biberion strived to reach an even higher level. He wanted to be number one, but he never imagined how fast his whole world would change. After last year's growth, the tide shifted. While the Japanese economy continued its recovery in the first half, thanks to export growth with China. In the second half, everything changed. Slower growth from countries like the US and China meant less export demand, coupled with a rise in crude oil, meant a change in the market. From the middle of 2004, a lame market entered, an opponent Biberion had never met before. After an online catfish incident, Biberion had taken a few months break from 2Channel. But the time he was back, he was having a hard time.
つまり、もうマーケットを手に入れることができなかったのです。出現が一方通行の爆発のようでなければ不可能だ。
A market that isn't clearly going up or down turned out to be his toughest opponent yet. Volume in the emerging market was drying up. While he still had other strategies, Biberion always relied on his emerging shotgun to aggressively grow his assets. But now that the market wasn't going in one direction, it became impossible. Without a clear direction in the index, the emerging stock movements were random. Biberion was getting his ass beat. After a few painful months, losing more and more, it got really bad in October. His emerging shotgun completely broke, and the topics ad, foreigner front-running, decreased a lot as the constant institutional buying was faded. One by one, his strategies failed. Meanwhile, Sis was growing his assets aggressively. He had taken advantage of the UFJ bank boom. With BNF in front of him and Sis breathing down his neck, Biberion was trading more than ever. Feeling the pressure, his emotions spilled over into his trades. His price reading accuracy dropped further. It felt like the wind was disappearing from underneath his sails. Stock trading was all he knew. He didn't want to lose to the others. He was desperately searching for a new angle. On November 20th, 2004, Biberion meets up with Sis and BNF for advice. They even convinced BNF to bring his laptop to prove his assets. After the inspiring meeting, he tries again, but without clear buying strength signal from the index. Biberian couldn't figure out if the individual price movements were genuine or deception. Biberian could no longer win. It felt heartbreaking. Biberian started falling further behind BNF, while Sis was catching up. To help the older brother, a lot of two-channel traders reached out to give advice. But Biberian had been on top since the beginning. His pride and frustration made him too stubborn. He didn't want to hear it from just anybody. He needed to hear it from the guys on top. At the time, BNF was printing profits. BNF watched which stock sectors received new inflows of funds and bought the laggers. It relied heavily on being able to read the forces of continuous buying from investment trusts and pensions. The arrogant Sis told Biberian to try it. While it seemed similar enough, Biberian had a hard time. Biberian traded watching the emerging index. He had a hard time trading a list of individual charts in different sectors, especially spotting their underlying forces. While it came natural to Sis, Biberian couldn't pull it off. Part of what made Biberian successful up to this point was his simplicity, which this strategy lacked. His frustration clouded his mind. Disappointed in his mentor, Sis continued being Sis. Reaching his breaking point, Biberian lashed out and got into a big argument, reminding Sis, without me, he would have quit the markets a long time ago. Up all night, walking, he had lost his motivation to earn money. Frustrated with the success of Sis and BNF, the pressure was too much. He was tired of competing with the people around him. After both hitting 400 million, that March, Sis surpassed him. On March 23rd, 2005, he reached his boiling point. After a bad streak and a terrible trade, Biberian felt consumed with dark thoughts. He visited a doctor the same day. He started blocking out market info and stopped reading blogs. He stopped trading. Frustrated with trading and envying his friends, Biberian realized he had done nothing else. What started off as stress to pay the bills became an obsession. An obsession that grew into deep resentment. An obsession to stay on top. But his timing couldn't be worse. The market was about to enter the biggest bull run since the start of his trading career. Biberian quit in March, and by June, Japan's market was in a powerful bull run. The exact one-way market Biberian had been praying for. With the positive market jump, it was easy for his rivals to print profits. Sis and BNF started experiencing rapid growth. While the market soared and his rivals grew, Biberian spent his months just walking around Tokyo without an errand to run. But on December 8th, 2005, an accidental typo by a Mizuho security employee caused a huge error. They mispriced the share. To charge, taking almost 50% in the company, and Sis follows. While in the meantime, Biberian felt like he needed something new. Biberian decided to get lost in his hobbies. He launched a new hobby blog, pursuing his love for eating out, trying local gourmet foods, reading, and exploring Tokyo. He even started working towards a Tokyo tour guide certificate. But the markets wait for no one. The Mizuho trade became one of the biggest trades in history. So big, the trade even got covered in newspapers. Both Sis and BNF profited millions. Despite his freedom, Biberian couldn't help but think about Two-Channel and feel envy towards his friends. He was no longer a top trader. A lot of billionaire Japanese traders were made in those years. So his 400 million became a lot less impressive. Falling into a dark mental state, Biberian gives up his Two-Channel account and password. With no blogs or Two-Channel friends, Biberian had a lot of lonely nights finding himself. That year, Sis grew from 300 million yen to 3 billion yen, and BNF grew from 1 billion yen to 10 billion yen, while Biberian remained stagnant at 400 million yen. While he was able to chase his hobbies, the costs are painful. Tiberian got left behind. Seeing the news, Tiberian couldn't help but miss trading. Now retired, Tiberian realized his hobbies were not as fulfilling as he had hoped. When trading became about being better than others, it lost its fun. However, no longer being able to catch up to his friends, freedom. In time, Tiberian's envy slowly began to fade. Reflecting on his past, he realized it wasn't the big wins or being on top that brought him joy. It was having his first friends, like-minded brothers, all struggling to achieve the same goal. What brought him joy wasn't profits, but two-channel and battling alongside his friends. Slowly, Tiberian started trading again, but this time would be without his ego and the constant pressure. Instead of forcing daily trades, he was now taking his time.
地盤が良くないと勝てない。
To further cut the pressure of stock trading, Tiberian buys a Tokyo apartment for 70 million yen in cash. He decided he will only trade with limited capital instead of his entire portfolio. Ever since the JCOM incident, there was a big spike in Japanese retail traders. So in early 2006, Tiberian reopens a trading blog. He started making magazine appearances. It was the first time he revealed his face, with two-channel saying he looked like Hunter x Hunter character Goto. Even though he still needed a lot of work, Tiberian wanted to bring back the joy of trading alongside his brothers. On January 16th, a large financial inspection into a Japanese company, LiveDoor, shocked the market. Revitalized, Tiberian was determined to show them he still got it. But he quickly learned this would become the toughest challenge he had ever faced. If LiveDoor was the match that lit the Japanese market on fire, then the emerging markets were like the wind spreading flame. More and more stories of financial fraud. But as the dust settled, it created a split. Investors quickly realized most of the risk was in the upcoming companies, aka the emerging index. A lot of them started pivoting to the Nikkei for a recovery. It began creating long-term damage in the emerging market. Despite how bad the emerging markets were, Tiberian decided to stick with it. It was the market he knew, the market that made him. He knew the perfect setup would come as long as he had the courage to sit on the sideline. After months of patience, in July-August, the emerging index was starting to bottom out on the short term. If the index turned bullish, other emerging stocks could follow. Feeling drained and tired of coming up short, he started to notice a move. The 5-day and 25-day moving average slowed down and started coming together for a cross. Hesitant at first, since the longer trend was still bearish. But with the recent bottoming of the Nikkei, Tiberian felt like there should be a tiny bounce. He buys Yahoo, SBI, E-Trade after seeing a bounce emerge in the Rakuten stock price. By afternoon, the stock charts confirmed his move. Volume went up. He bought more, choosing to hold it overnight. The next morning, he was confident buying new shotgun positions. Until in the afternoon, when the movement in emerging index started to fluctuate. He closes out SBI completely and most of Yahoo. Also closing out Apelix, Foodcast, Zentech, but he held to Carabao as it was skyrocketing and even stopped high. He blocked his results that day, but the small sign of hope didn't last. The next few months will become his toughest fight for survival. The Shanghai shock was the final nail in the coffin. Emerging became choppy and sluggish, nobody wanting to buy the risk. As the Nikkei recovered, the emerging didn't. Fighting through red days as fellow two-channel traders kept winning. Watching him struggle, other two-channel traders couldn't help but make jokes. With Sis telling him how foolish he was for not switching up his market, making it unnecessarily hard for himself. The toxic comments even went beyond trading, as Sis and Bibi often fought on two-channel. For months, the market at two-channel kept beating him down, with painful losses, toxicity of two-channel, and sleep medication clouding his mind. Mentally, it got so bad, he started envisioning himself walking off the balcony. Money is important, But I also want things that are worth doing. Health and love. I think I would be happy if I satisfied these things. Until he made his final post.
トヨタは初の営業赤字に転落するという見通しを
आज भारत समेत दुनिया के तमाम बड़े बाजारों में जिस तरह से गोता लगाया उससे सवाल तो
そしてバブル後半では内容を変更します
および当期純利益が四半期として過去最高記録いたしました。
in part of the financial markets, it would affect the average citizen. So I decided to act and act boldly.
After the sudden news of American bank stocks collapsing, the world speculated on the call. The headline spread fear throughout the markets, and the Japanese stock market was no exception. After a month of panic, the Nikkei, JSQ average, and the JASDEC index began showing signs of a rebound. The chance Imperial was waiting for. On September 25, the market showed the golden cross. He enters with his emerging shotgun. On the 26th, Imperial sold 150,000 shares of Ishihara Sangyo, up 14.1% at 80 million that day. On the 27th, he expands the shotgun, but also sells the upside too early, up 7.4 million and 8.9%. On the 28th, the emergings rise topped out from profit taking, cutting losses on Da Vinci, Ryukon, Kenedix, Awful, Fulsen, and Axis. On October 1st, not seeing clear direction, he sits it out, only buying at the end of the day as the direction begins to form. October 2nd, seeing volumes skyrocket and prices begin to bottom out, he continues to hold. He's up 7 million that day. On the 3rd, multiple shots land, a crazy 21.2% gain. He's up 20 million as Two Channel champions the return of Sis's mentor. Biberion's counterattack. On the 4th, he suffered a slight loss, but not much changed. Pullbacks were within expectations. Sis made profit that day, but still refused to acknowledge his mentor's comeback. On the 5th, despite the rise in the JSQ, some of his positions took a hit. He took a loss. Iberion takes a small 4-day break to refocus, also further reducing his sleep dosage. On the 9th, he tries again, as a cross is close to forming, but it isn't clear. It was difficult. He backs down and puts patience over greed. Not seeing the movement he wanted, the next few days, Iberion sits it out. Finally, by the 17th, the market started showing signs of a cross. On the 18th, the perfect market condition lined up. Iberion fired up his positions, his exact emerging shotgun play. His portfolio grew by 6.9% the same day. With a carryover from yesterday and taking profits on Mixi and Rakuten, Iberion makes 13.5 million, up 11.4%. By Monday the 22nd, Iberion was forced to close his position as the JSQ index was starting to bottom out, closing 9.7 million and 7.3% that day. Right on the mark, he sells everything on the 23rd. He's up 5.3 million and 3.7%, while Sis was losing. On the 24th, in a rare and surprising move, Iberion opens a 500 share short on Rakuten. Feels like he can do no wrong. The next day, going back to the other side, emerging shotgun once again. However, the index began to move negative below the 5-day line. Hesitant, he begins to wonder if the emerging has hit his limit. But after 2 days, the king is back, up 30 million, almost 20%. He takes profits on Mixi, DNA, Fan Community, Duango, Cyber Agent, and cut losses on Naturu. On the 30th, the move didn't continue, and he cut his losses. While he lost 4.4 million, or 2.3%, Sis was losing a lot more. However, on the 31st, things began to look choppy. While he was up 2.8%, the markets were getting harder to read. On November 1st, the market moved against him, and he was down 4 million, or 2.3%. On the 2nd, he was up, but anxious as the price moved below the 5-day line, and even Sis was losing. On the 5th, he's up slightly, but it feels like the wings keep shrinking. And and it didn't take long for the movement to change. By the 6th, he's down 2.5%. He feels like he's losing grip on the market. On the 7th, trying to refocus, he doesn't trade. But reading the markets, he feels like it's over. On the 8th, against his better judgment, the next day he trades again. While he's up 3.8 million, his arrogance would cost him. Iberion couldn't stay away, and the market took his money the next day. 8.7 million loss for trading when he knew it was over. While he was pissed, Sis finally began to acknowledge his greatness. By the 13th, he's down even further, dropping to 171 million. I'm not sure why I bought. Angry with his greed, Iberion takes a 2-week break, burnt out. But refusing the recession, Iberion would challenge the market one last time. On the 27th, as the JSQ index showed promise, Iberion made one final emerging shotgun play. Little movement at first, his positions were up slightly, 2.3%. But the next day, his calculated re-entry paid off. His emerging shotgun prints profits. He's up 23 million, or 13.1%. Holding it until the next morning, selling all his shotgun positions. From 72 million to 204 million, Iberion almost tripled his money in 2 months. One of the most legendary trading performances in history, making him a Japanese day trading legend, the emerging god of Japanese day trading, Iberion. Days before the market freeze in October 2008, Iberion decided to take a break and never return. Though he never returned to the blogs, there was one final mysterious sighting. In a rare interview with one of the staff of the Akihabara Casino Quest, in the background there was a familiar face. It turned out, Sis decided to open up a casino in February 2016, bringing Iberion along as an investor, becoming the casino's president in October. Despite their tension, in dark times, Sis and Iberion still met almost daily. Despite their weird toxicity on 2channel, they enjoyed playing Mahjong together offline. While they sold their casino ownership to third parties in 2019, according to Sis' recent book, he estimated his friend Iberion made around a few billion yen. While he's no longer active and often forgotten, created a way to trade and win faster than anyone else. His legend became known as the emerging god of Japanese day traders. Thank you guys for your patience and watching. Stay tuned for the next one.
Woo! That was an interesting video. What is our take home? Did we learn anything? From Iberion. If there's anything, one of the things I think should be a take home is no matter how big a trader is, all traders lose. All traders lose. No matter how great you are as a trader, no matter how accurate, how amazing your win rate is, all traders lose at some point. I don't think there's any such thing as 100% win rate. It doesn't exist. And that is why platforms like Aurum is really good, because one thing it does, it helps to cushion that effect for you. You have something by the side. It's really like incredible, something that is generating money for you passively, whether you're losing money or active trading or not. And I think that is one thing for me. You could share whatever insight if you watch the bit of it, and share whatever insight you have on the comment section, and I'm going to look through the comment section to answer that insight. Another thing I would say, it's ego is a disaster, right? Ego is a disaster, and it's something that a lot of traders face. If you it's there's something I used to say: the more things change, the more they stay the same, right? History always repeats itself. So you whenever you see maybe successful people who are traders or so, whether it's in crypto or in forex, whenever I start seeing them going headlong, fighting each other, quarreling with each other, you're like, aren't those people friends before? What's the problem? You begin to see a lot of ego fight between both things. You get to discover that it started long time ago, right? It's not new. It's been like that when money comes in, because money amplifies what's in man, right? If you're a proud person, money amplifies it. If you're a humble person, money amplifies it. So the more money you get, the more the hidden vices within you or the hidden virtues within you is amplified. So I think that is another amazing thing there. The third thing, yeah, I would say it's you can see what happened to him in terms of leaving the markets for long. It expires your mind. Leaving the market for long expires your mind, right? You take a lot of recalibration, getting used to it over and over again to like follow up with that. And I think that is where Aurum really, really helps, right? Because Aurum gives people the opportunity to like help you make money while you're putting yourself in check, right? For now, let's say every day I'm earning some money on Aurum. I've set up my account running, even though let's say I decide to leave the market for a very long time and I'm not trading at all, I can come back and take time to like go through to like watch before catching up as well. Having that thing that give you, because if you look at it at the end of the day, these guys had reservoir, right? They had reservoir. So even if they are losing, they had reservoir. And I think there was a wise step he took there. When you see the step whereby he decided to buy an apartment, buy a big house. So even if worst case it was you know, go back go village. It has something there. All right. And so it's just normal, right? And one another great thing there, it's there are five things I wanted to say from everything. What the fourth thing is, every major change came from strategic risk taking. Every major change, every major trader that is genuinely successful that had to like transform their life, not the ones that had everything already kept for them, not the ones that already have a very great background. Everyone that I started from the bottom and broke through it all from strategic risk taking. And if you don't have that mindset and approach to everything you do in life, you are going to you're just going to live a poor life. You live a school. You'll not be able to really advance as you should. Every single one of us who it seems like we came from the scratch and it's like we didn't have anybody that told us do this, do that. We didn't have any form of helper. There's nobody on this planet the earth that will say, this person that helped me, is this person that the only person that helped me is God. And I owe God all the honor, all the goodness, all the greatness. It's God. But even still on still, right? I there are certain strategic risks taking we take, and there's some taking that I've taken risks like this that wants to kill me before my time. And what AJ says, yeah, baby run mentor says, right? Yeah. And they later got, I think you mentioned BNF, right? BNF was, I think they later got inspiration from BNF too. So BNF opened their eyes to a very good extent. Yeah, and the losses they had, they never backed down, right? They never backed down and they were hungry for this. Exactly, exactly. What's the worst that can happen? I mean, we buy crypto coins sometimes, we lose money, we get robbed, we lost money. We still go ahead and still know that the next one we're gonna buy, we're gonna hit a 10x, we'll hit a 20x, we get 50x. That's how you approach everything. If an opportunity like Aurum is brought, that's the same way you approach it. You approach it with that same mindset that what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? This is an opportunity. You look at all these factors and okay, this is an opportunity. I'm taking a strategic risk here that's going to help me to make money, to shift my life. That's just basically how you approach everything. You look at normal what's it called? Normal trade we do. Sometimes we lose, sometimes we make profit. We calculate, okay, this all those things are there, right? Bama Williams said, patience always wins. Yeah, patience in the right when you're doing the right track. That's another thing because some people I can be patient doing nonsense. It's not about being patient, right? But people can be patient doing nonsense. But if you're patient on the right things, right, doubling on the right things, the right conviction, always wins, always win. In terms of consistency, doing what you're doing, you get that thing right. You look at the fact whereby you see how I'm coming every day. We're doing 30 days of back-to-back live streams. I'm talking about Aurum as well. There will always be result, right? There will always be a result in what I'm doing, in what I'm in terms of building my business, the Aurum business, Aurum whatever, wherever, getting people to understand this opportunity. There will always be result. The same way in trading, right? In trading, we show up every day. Show up every day in trading does not necessarily mean that you're trading every day per se. What it means that you're opening the chart at least once every day. You're looking at the chart, you're doing some analysis, you're training your mind to like get used to this thing, to understand the patterns, to see. You're just doing at least, it doesn't mean you're pressing a button every day. And that's the mistake a lot of people make. So being available in the market to press a button every day, it's different from that. Personally, right now, basically, I plan my own life around, let's say, 30 minutes to an hour every day. No, I don't spend more than an hour in the chart. I don't spend more than an hour in the market on a daily basis. So let's say minimum of 20 to 30 minutes and I'm done. 20 30 minutes, I'm done. 20 30 minutes, I'm done. I'm not looking spending 1 hour, 2 hours. No, no, no. Maximum, minimum of 30 minutes, around 30 minutes in daily basis, I'm done. But that 30 minutes is enough to keep my mind because whatever form of hours I need to do, I've done that over the years, right? And there are times where I can decide to take more time, but just that's basically how it is in terms of being consistent and having that form of patience, right? It's like very, very key. And the fifth thing for me, like you could also see there in the story, is timing is everything. Timing is everything. You want to focus on what matters, right? Focus on what matters. And focusing on what matters has to do with what is your why. What is your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are we doing everything we're doing? We want to make money. Why are we trading? Why are we analyzing the market? We want to make money. Why are we investing in oil? We want to make money, right? So usually this is what keeps you on track. A platform and an opportunity like Aurum basically is like an opportunity for you to diversify due to your emotions. Because there are times our emotions can get clouded with our own personal trading, what we are doing in the market. It's very, very possible. But when you have that like by the side, you just know that okay, this is going on, this is that. It just helps to give you that sort of balance, right? AJ Victor say, yeah, another thing that stood out for me was the kind of relationship they had. Yeah, yeah, trying even though they had the battles, the fights themselves, they knew that they were actually pushing themselves better. And Bibiron knew when to take a step back to reevaluate his why, right? The why is not competition. What competition is not about ourselves. The why should be more in terms of why, what is the major factor. And as long as if that goes, if you go off track, it affects in your trading. Yeah. I think the relationship open their minds to possibility. Yeah. Knowing what is possible. Very, very key. Knowing what is possible. I want to assume that maybe there are no new persons here, but if there are new persons here, we're supposed to have the onboarding session. The onboarding session is basically just talking about the House of Virtual Network while you're there. Basically, our vision is to help people's life change. So what we see, what we just watch now, want to have the same results, right? Both from myself to a lot of people within the community. Want to see people who are making 6 figures, 7 figures, really change their life from trading and investing rightly in digital assets, digital opportunities, whether it's forex, it's synthetic indices, it's equities, it's stocks, it's crypto. We want to see all these things happen, right? We major basically from the in the Web3 blockchain industry, then into the forex trading, right? Trading as in generally and investing. This is basically what we major in, right? And how making these things available for us within the information we're given, sharing alpha, sharing trade, sharing setups, all these things are being done for free. All you just have to do is to take advantage of it. The automated trading vision, which is Aurum, you take advantage of it as well. All these things give you money. So let's assume that you just joined the House of Virtual Network. You're a beginner. What do you do? Where do you start from? Simple point to start from is you go to our YouTube, which is the House of What YouTube, right? And you go to the YouTube House of What YouTube channel, you will see there, which you also always upload. I'm gonna repost it now on the Telegram, right? On the Telegram, you see the first thing in terms of trading with us. So I think the best way for me to put it here is so type it. Okay. So I just reposted it on the Telegram now. So you make sure you have your account, right? You have your Bybit account opened, your Deriv account opened. your Aurum accounts open as well, as well as your OLX. Have these accounts open. They are very important. They are definitely going to help you in your starting. That's the first thing you want to do. Then after doing that, the next thing you want to do is the playlist. We have a playlist called the Bybit playlist that teaches you how to copy the trades, how to follow up with everything that is going on. We have two playlists. We have the automated trading playlist and the Bybit trading playlist. I think those are the two most important playlists you need, right? Because the automated trading playlist, what it does is basically everything that has to do with Aurum, taking advantage of it, how can you can start the system and start making money. If you set it up right now, from the next day you start earning profit on a daily basis, that playlist runs for you, right? You just reposted it. I just reposted it on the Telegram as well. And then for the Bybit trading playlist, it's also like what's the word to use now? It's also everything that's to do with copying the trades, risk management method, how we analyze the market and all that, everything, how to understand the setups that is being shared, the signals, how to catch up every single thing. That is what you see in the Bybit trading playlist. So both of them is everything you need. Everything you need are in this playlist. All you just need to do is to take out 1 hour of your time a day and go through them, or 2 hours of time a day and go through them, and you catch up with everything going on within there, and you can see how to make a good advantage of it. Now, what to expect? There are a lot of good things we have coming up, right? A lot of good things we have coming up as well. So if you, I'm gonna do this, right? What to expect and what is expected of you. So basically, we have a lot of good things coming up. Like first of all, you see our calendar whereby I post activities of everything that we have for this week, next week, and all that put together. Everything is here. Every single thing is here. You can literally know what is going on as well. And then if you see here, I'm just gonna put a dot here on the still on the channel that shows the benefit of being an active member. If you're a member of the House of Veteran Network, these are the benefits you have. About 7 different benefits as well. And if you see the number two is a free trading playbook and workbook, which is we said a date has actually been fixed. So I think it's going to be in the month of March. We're going to have that launch as well. It's going to be a free book. Everybody's going to have access to it. It's going to be on a Saturday. We'll have that launch on a Saturday. So I'm also trying to time the fact that okay, today is like the 13th day, and we say we're gonna have like 30 days of this. So let me say 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, I think I'm gonna. I think it would be ideal to make it to be on the 14th, which is gonna be at the end. 13th of March is gonna be the last. It's gonna be the 30th day of our daily live streams in terms of Aurum and all that. So put it on 14th to be very ideal. So we have the launch of that as well. So I think that would be that works. That works. I think that works. I think that works. We also even have a journal working on as well, a trading journal whereby you can always order the trading journal. It's going to be live in the month of March as well. Trading journal is going to be live in the month of March. Trading first trading book is going to be live in the month of March. All these are just geared towards helping us as traders, right? Helping us traders in the industry to document, to grow, to learn, and having that thing by the side to be able to take your trading to the next level. That's basically what we're doing in terms of everything. And if you're keeping touch, like you're being joining the sessions, joining the live stream, it's going to help you very well because what happens is that this is going to be the best day for you. You're going to make money, you're going to make profit, you're going to see results, you're going to make progress, all as it should be, all as should be. And that's basically the purpose of what we do or why we do it. The only thing that is expected of you is show up in the live streams, show up in the videos. If you can't show up, watch the replays. If you can't watch the replays, one of the things you could do is if you can't watch the replays, you show up. If you can't show up, watch the replays, and then you unlearn, right? You unlearn, you relearn, you learn. And this thing just helps you to catch up. Watch the playlist and just start taking advantage of this trade, taking advantage of opportunities shared. And that is how you grow. That is how you make money. That's how you usually. There's a slogan we always say, right? This is a slogan. We are helped of God. We are imparted with knowledge. We are driven by vision, and we are accelerated by grace. Help of God, imparted with knowledge, driven by vision, and accelerated by grace. So if you look at this, when you look at this, you just get to know that okay, this is what it is, right? And how amazing it is in terms of how the results can be, how the result can be. So I think in terms of Aurum, I think I'm just gonna play a couple of videos and then we'll catch up with that, right? Catch up with that. So this is just a summary in terms of the onboarding series, right? Just to play a couple of videos. I think that's the best way for today. I'm not like doing any form of presentation other than these videos with just a simple short videos, right? Simple, really short videos we can really get to learn a lot out of.
Did you know that in the world of investments, it's important not only to earn, but also to preserve your assets? Aurum is not just a platform, it's an entire ecosystem that combines advanced financial tools with reliable data protection. We are your personal financial mentor, where security and innovation go hand in hand. With Aurum, you gain access to a unique ecosystem, including a non-custodial Web 3.0 wallet, the AI Trader EX system for automated trading powered by artificial intelligence, and analytics to support your investments every step of the way. Aurum is not only about trading convenience, but also about multi-layered asset protection, thanks to cutting-edge encryption technologies and security protocols. Join our community, create an account, top up your balance, and start earning with Aurum today. After all, your investments deserve the best. Aurum, an ecosystem leading you to a stable and secure future.
Coming, I think we're going to share a different video now. I have to look for the second video and play that video as well. There are three videos actually, very amazing because it literally just shows you what is possible, right? It gives you some level of insights and understanding in terms of the ecosystem, right? And what is being offered in terms of the products
Makes the
and
first
how.
real money transfer possible. From coins and paper to signals and wires, money becomes speed. 1950, the first credit card is issued by Diners Club. No cash, no coins, just trust and a signature. Money becomes abstraction. 1973, SWIFT connects banks across the world not through gold, but through data. Money becomes protocol. 1994, the internet reaches the public. Newspapers mock it. Just a toy for students. Not serious. Not for the masses. But it was already rewriting the rules of the world. Now, it's 2025. Everything is digital. Data moves in milliseconds. AI drives decisions. Crypto flows 24/7. And yet, banks still run on logic from the 70s. Limits, delays, paperwork, freezes, fees. You wait 48 hours just to send $500. That's not banking. That's lag. That's why we built Aurum Neobank, a next-generation bank that merges algorithmic execution, crypto-native infrastructure, yield optimization, and fiat settlement into one intelligent loop.
Traditional banks, and some of the early crypto banks even, never solved the core problem. Money remained slow, stuck halfway between crypto and fiat, so we built something different. A fully automated system with a unified logic for moving crypto, fiat, and yield. Now, I personally believe money should move as freely as information across the internet.
That's why we launched Zeus, an AI-powered module that dynamically manages asset flows and continuously optimizes system performance. No lockups, no KYC, no delays. Every execution, every reward, every withdrawal is automated. You don't need to manage it, you just plug into a system that already works.
Now, what we've eliminated are the middlemen, the manual approvals, and the legacy friction. And what's left is a pure financial engine running at the speed of code. No static accounts, only a live cycle of income, spending, and growth. Your money should be fast, transparent, and always within reach. That's what Aurum Neobank is built for.
This isn't the future of banking.
It's what banking should have been all along. No lines, no waiting, just profit, autonomy, control. Join Aurum and stop using banks that were built for a different century.
When you look at it, you discover that this is basically the pure idea, the pure idea of when we say digital banking in terms of neo banking, crypto, the future, being our own bank when we want to see, being able to spend crypto when we want to spend crypto. It's basically what it's all about, right? It's basically we are seeing this in real time, the possibility, and this is the future, right? What we've been talking about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, 10 years ago, we are already there, right? And this just shows the possibility of it, and this is why a lot of people need to see this, right? See what we're able to see, understand what we're able to understand, and see how they can also benefit from where we are benefiting, and how this is all designed to be the future in terms of what is available, what we are seeing in real time, and not just what we are being told. And it's really good. It's really, 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 really good being able to spend your crypto anywhere in the world. You're not worried about taxes. You're not worried about KYC as well. And I mean, that is the idea, decentralization. And with the Aurum New Bank, it basically just does that. It really does that for us, and I really help. So this is the last video in terms of and this last video is the launch in Dubai as well. So much to learn, so much to learn, so much to understand, and that's people really want to like benefit from this and be a part of something revolutionary for themselves.
This is Christina Comben with Cointelegraph, and we're here in Dubai in the Palazzo Versace with Brian Brenson from Aurum and Brent Pulper from TVB. We'll start with Brian. Can you tell us a little bit about Aurum, what you're building, who you're building it for, and why it matters?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for this space. Love Cointelegraph. Love what you guys are doing. So thank you. Aurum is a AI finance company, and so that's what I like to say. But no one really understands what that means. And what that really means is we're an ecosystem of diverse different products. So we have an exchange, we have a card program, we have a neobank, and then we also have yield products that lean into AI for execution and management of the funds. And so at its essence, we are a company that's looking to leverage AI to bring better financial results to everyone. And who's it for? That's a great question. It's for everyone really, but it's for people that are looking for a passive income, that are looking for the best tools and services that they can use to safeguard their crypto, to grow it, and to use it in real everyday life. And so, yeah, we're trying to make the best products and services we can. We're bringing RWAs online. We're bringing AI agents online to be able to help with communications on WhatsApp, Telegram, and Instagram. And so we have a wide array of different products that we're rolling out. And I think it's important because if you would have asked people 5 years ago, what's the leading crypto company? I think you got a lot of blank stares. What's crypto? Maybe, not a lot of answers. I think if you ask that question today, there's some clear leaders, right? And I think the same thing is happening in AI finance. I think if you ask people what's AI finance today, they're like, what does that even mean? What are you talking about? But I think if you ask them in 5 years from now, I think Aurum will be one of those names in the list. And so we're working really hard to create 1,000 millionaires and create a financial unicorn that we can be proud of and that everyone in the world can use. So that's the idea.
That sounds amazing. It's super interesting. And Brent, can you tell us a little bit about TBB? What have you built and why it is different from other funds?
Absolutely. TBB is the venture arm of TB Group. So we're an early stage fund. We invested in 24 projects. But what makes us really unique is our events arm called the Best Event, which I think a lot of people in the industry have been to. We've had over 40,000 people come to our events in over 24 cities in 12 countries just in the last year. We partnered with some of the biggest names in the industry like OKX, Pudgy Penguins, Blowfin, a lot of other names, and also some of the biggest music festivals, including the Untold Music Festival, which is the third biggest music festival. And we brought the first crypto conference to a music festival last year here in Dubai in November. Have much bigger things planning ahead, and obviously partnering with Aurum on a lot of different things on the investment side, event side, and this year will be a very big year.
Right, that sounds amazing. And obviously AI finance is a big focus for TBB. And you're going deep into Aurum this year. You're coming on as advisors and also investors. Can you explain a little bit about what the ambition is there, what you're looking to achieve with this?
Yeah, well, for us, like as a fund, I think what really differentiates us is our distributions through events and partnerships. And the reality is, if you're a neobank and in the AI infrastructure space, you want to be able to reach a mass audience in a lot of different countries, right? Because our industry is a global industry. You can't just be in one region or have like one area of focus. And so that's like a big part of our partnership together is getting the word out to the key stakeholders in the crypto industry, and also through mass adoption, which comes through events and our bigger partnerships with other.
And looking at the neobanks, Brian, that took about 10 years to kind of really go mainstream. How long do you think it will take for crypto banking?
Well, I think it's already here. I mean, if you take a look at some of the opportunities out there in the neobank space, I think you can see the Revoluts, the Mondos, the N26, the new banks in Brazil, which has an amazing success rate of 70, 80 million users in the first year or two or three. I don't know the exact numbers, but I think you can see these guys starting to bring crypto into their apps, right? And so I think we are a true crypto native, crypto first neobank. And so we have a leg up because we're not bringing crypto into a legacy system and introducing it to people that don't really know about it or aren't sure about it. We're bringing crypto first, and then the rest of the banking experience comes later. And so I think we're flipping it on our head. I think it's going to happen really fast. We launched our neobank app inside of Telegram as a mini app because it was the fastest way that we could go to market. And it's also a very secure platform, and there's a lot of things going on that side. But as I mentioned on the stage, we also are creating the mobile native apps so that people can then download those that don't have anything to do with Aurum, anything to do with our back office, anything to do with our affiliate program, and they can use these products and services as well. So I think the answer is, buckle up because it's going to happen really fast. And I think the growth that we've seen in the last 3 months here inside of Aurum alone is a testament to the appetite of the market to have a true crypto neobank. And I think also regulation is a really tricky thing, right? Because these banks that were regulation first and banks first had to go through the path of regulating before they could offer products and services, right? And in the DeFi world, in the wild west of blockchains, it's actually the other way around, right? Like we launch the products and services, and then we figure out the best jurisdictions to where we can slot those in and use them. And so I think you're going to see in the next 2 years a huge increase in the amount of users that are coming over from some of these other neobanks into crypto first neobanks. And Aurum's not the only one, but we hope to be the leader in that space.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously they can just move a lot faster, like you said. And I think, Brian, I'd like to ask you the same question. Do you kind of share Brian's view that you believe it'll be that fast?
When you look at the idea of Aurum as a fintech company, I think it's really brilliant because you get to see that various income streams is being designed in a way that it's not only pertaining to servicing people who just want to make money, right? There are people who don't really care about AI trading for them. They just want to take advantage of the new bank. They could use that. There are people who are concerned about just the altcoin trading. They could use that. There are people who are scared concerning aggressive. They just want the conservative bots with the XAI Pro bot. They could use that. There are people who want to do the ROWA, right, and invest into real estate and stocks. They could use that. I think that vast approach is very good. And there are people who just want to use the exchange. They don't care about AI trading, so they could use that. So I strongly believe, right, the same thing. The reason why we're doing what we're doing is that in a couple of months' time from now, Aurum is going to become more of a household name, right? And at that time, you wouldn't really need much persons to tell you about it because in every 5 persons you're going to talk with, or every 10 persons you're going to talk with, in 1 or 2 of them would have heard of Aurum, right? Would have heard of Aurum, right? So we have a lot of the first mover advantage. We have a lot of the strategic positioning advantage right now. So if you just probably just joined into this live, you haven't been in any of the sessions before, this is the first time, You could read up in any of our previous posts on Aurum. We have so many things on the playlist as well. I've said so many things about the ecosystem. All you just need to do is to check the description of the video if you're watching on X and Facebook or YouTube. Create an account and get started. Create an account and get started and plug in and just start making money on autopilot. Right? That's what you want to do. You just have that income stream popping up for you, right? And that is how you get started. Have that income stream popping up for you and just start making money and making good profit for yourself, right? That's basically what we are looking out for, or what you should be looking on to in terms of what I just said now. Uh, I think that's all for today. We had an amazing time today looking through so many things. We've looked through the trading video we watched. We started with watching the trading video, learning a lot of lessons from it. As traders, we shared our ideas and basically the insights we've garnered out of watching it, and the lessons involved from watching it, which is literally awesome and incredible. Then after that, we decided to talk a bit in terms of the onboarding session, right? The idea of the house of trading network, what we're doing there. And after that, we now decided to go straight into Aurum as well. So it's been an interesting time so far, so good. Um, I think we're done for today. So basically, if you want to get off, you could get off, right? You could get off. And in terms of our trades on the group, we had a couple of trades set up. I don't think I have this here. I had a couple of trades. Today is Tuesday. So I want to look at the charts a bit and just check out for a couple of trades. If you want to check out with me as well, you can just highlight that you are here in the comments. Let me know you're here. If not, bye bye as well. Okay, one of our first plays is this, the US the card. Here's the card, and the idea is so there's a weekly. This is what we call a weekly BPR here. A weekly BPR, and this is 50% of that weekly BPR. Let's check. It's a weekly BPR is also the same thing on a daily BPR too. So having something unique and uniquely, what's the word to use now? Should I say uniquely strange? Uniquely strange. I usually don't trade FVGs, honestly, but it's good to watch. I think you just have to keep the watch on this yet to see. It's still in between the zones. So, but here's the card. I just need to waiting for buy and sell. And I think I had something on Euro USD. So still waiting for this one to do what it wants to do. Right, waiting. So waiting for buy or sell. On EU, or waiting for buys actually, or waiting to see that pullback for buys. There are buys on which we haven't gotten. You can see that how interesting the market has just been behaving in a very funny way. It's just been doing what it wants to do. Just been the market has just been doing what it wants to do. It's not sending anybody right now. At this point, the market doesn't care what anybody thinks. That's EU, that's GU. Then we still have this thing playing around like it wants to enter a very major fall down or wants to go up, deceiving what it wants to do. It is okay. We have NZCHL. Have to look for that one. Okay. It's coming down yet the trigger as well. In terms of ratings, we have US 30, we have oil. I have a feeling that oil may just buy actually. Oh, we don't have an entry yet, but show US 30. So this is US 30. This is US 30. And this is our entry. Missed by a few points. It looks like it's buying. I think this is what I wrote about is that if this decides to just buy, right? If it decides to buy, which it's behaving like it, then that means the S&P 500 will do this. This was the area we marked, the blue line, right? The blue line was the area I marked on Sunday. That blue line. So let me assume that this thing is on the blue line, right? And then this is zone 7120 to 7150 is where we're projecting. So if that happens and that plays out, that could be even as high as 5RR. I know that. So regardless, today is just Tuesday. Usually, I mean, a lot of market action happens on Wednesday, so we'll have to like watch and see how that goes. How that goes. So gold triggered. Gold triggered. Gold is very, very funny. If you're trading gold, you just have to allow it to do what it wants to do, to be honest with you. So this was our entry at 5 to 30 will be, it's already like 2 point something RR already. Even before it's even making a new high, it will be at 5 RR. So what this means is if we target this level, 5346, that's 10 RR. 5346, that'll be 10 RR already. So already it's about 2.5 hours. So it's something that you can just be taking out in profits, taking out profits in like that, just taking out profits with time. And enjoying its 5340 as well. This is our first entry here. It's good entry, so it just continues its hula balloon. And even silver is doing similar thing, but we didn't take a trade on silver. I want to look at synthetics a bit. Synthetics a bit. Price is still struggling if it's gonna come down. So the entry I'm waiting for or not, still fine. Not trying to force any trade. Just have to watch the one that's already active. Okay. So apparently, if you set this conservative one, it should have triggered people who took. And funny enough, I didn't set a conservative thing, so I know what I think I know what I'm going to do. It's gonna be interestingly risky, but I will still take a position. I think that's what I will take a very funny position. Take a sell position. I already have a sell position running, right? Because I entered aggressively. I think I'll take another one. 8. I have to calculate it. 831 to 891. 831. Okay. Okay. 15. 12. 12. 12. 12. Okay. I think I've entered that position, so I need to update this. I need to update this. Let me just save this. Let me go to V100. break and retest conservative entry has been triggered here too as well. I just posted that. Euro GBP. I genuinely see. It's all good.